to meet William Trevitt and Emma Gladstone from the world-famous Sadler's Wells. Now, Sadler's Wells are bringing 2 different productions to Latitude Festival this year, and Emma chats to us about the importance of bringing dance on the road. Hello! So we're here with Emma Gladstone. Thank you, Emma, very much for joining us. We've got some booming bass in the background because we are in the middle of a festival. So Emma, you have brought Sadler's Wells to Latitude how many years in a row now?
6 years.
6 years in a row. And how do you think the festival atmosphere works?
What I think's best about it is that once you're in here, you can wander anywhere, and that people come across things. And with us, I always love it because I feel people stop en route to other places if they're not already here to watch us specifically, which they are now more and more. But we catch a lot of people travelling, and I love the fact that we might catch people who wouldn't go into a dance theatre. That's what I really enjoy.
That's it, and you have had the biggest crowd actually I've seen for anyone this weekend. So the water stage, they've got 2 sides, and the bridge, so congratulations for that. 3,000 people. So bigger than any London theatre season.
Yeah.
What is it about the body that inspires you and you think draws in this kind of crowd?
I think here it's amazing because the stage is on the water, so it almost looks like it's floating. And I think that's just something, you can see the bodies moving without any walls around, and so they really kind of, there's a real clarity to how you can watch them. But I suppose as ever, we do so many different styles at Sadler's Wells, so I like bringing different things every time, and I like the fact that the audiences are always interested and curious. Yeah. So it's very satisfying to put things on. It doesn't have to be easy things or popular things. We can try lots of different stuff, and I find the concentration is just great.
Last question, really. How important is it, do you think, sort of to take Sadler's Wells and dance on the road?
Well, hugely. I mean, we have about 500,000 that come to the theatre every year now to Sadler's Wells, and we also tour a lot, and we take shows to reach about 200,000. So I suppose what I love now is that we produce work, we commission work, and we can then take it out and tour it. So it just means that the stuff we really believe in, we can take it out and about, and that's just a huge pleasure, and I hope a pleasure for the audiences that come too.
It has been a pleasure. Well, thank you very, very much for talking to us in this slightly rainy field, but hey ho, that is the beauty of a festival
today, so this is what's happening.
Thank you. Another day, another floral headband. This time we managed to catch up with Billy Trevitt, who is head of the Ballet Boyz. The Ballet Boyz were performing as one half of the Sadler's Wells double bill at this year's Latitude Festival. Hello, we're here with Billy Trevitt, who is the creator of Ballet Boyz. Hi Billy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, yes, thank you.
Thank you for having us here in this lovely, lovely studio.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about Ballet Boyz.
Well, Ballet Boyz is a company set up by myself and another dancer, Michael Nunn. We were at the Royal Ballet School together, we grew up together, we danced with the Royal Ballet for a dozen years, and then we left and formed our own company. And 4 or 5 years ago we decided we were probably getting a bit old, so we hired some new dancers, all male, all young, stronger, fitter, faster, all that sort of thing, yeah.
You're being very hard on yourself because I saw you dancing with the Ballet Boyz on stage, and you were just as good, if not better.
Oh, you're very kind, yeah. Every now and again we like to keep our finger in, as it were.
So Billy, what is it about the body that inspires you?
I think what I'm most interested in with the body is taking what I learned as a classical dancer, so all the kind of formal positions, a bit like classical music, I suppose, the scales and the structure of it, and then doing something more interesting with it. So I guess it's the equivalent of, I don't know, jazz or improvising in some way, but with the body it's more to do with flow of movement and the dynamic of the movement. And seeing, particularly with our company, seeing what you can achieve with a group of very, very strong young men. You know, how they can throw each other around, lift each other, what shapes they can make.
So what is it about working with men that particularly has inspired you? Obviously, it's not as traditional in ballet. You have men and women. So what's your choice behind the boys?
The reason that we're an all-male company at the moment is that when Michael and I were still dancing, we did lots of work together. We had people create duets for the two of us, and we thought that there was something very interesting for us, particularly, to explore what two men could do together in dance. And I think it pushes you into a more abstract place because two people on stage is already some kind of relationship, and if you can take the kind of human relationship out of that to a certain extent to make it more of an artistic one, I think that's interesting. And what we wanted to do was to expand on that, to see how many times we could multiply that by having, first of all, we were 6 dancers, then 8, and now we're 10. So to see that kind of those concepts ricocheting through the company is very interesting.
The pieces I saw on the stage, Fallen and Serpent, tell us a bit about why you've put those two together and how they work together.
Both those pieces are choreographed by dancers that we know who are also Royal Ballet dancers. Liam Scarlett and Russell Mellifont both danced with the Royal Ballet. Russell quite a long time ago, Liam quite recently. And we wanted to kind of continue having just a thread of classical dance within the performance, so that there's still line and coordination and elevation that you often find in ballet, and yet they've both moved on from what they knew as ballet dancers and have created a whole other dance language. So it's in some ways it attaches to our roots, but it feels to us like a progression.
It's interesting that you mentioned dance language there. At Latitude, you drew in one of the biggest crowds I'd seen. Do you think that's possibly because you have a lot of travellers coming there? Not necessarily everyone speaks English, but dance is something that everybody can relate to.
Absolutely. There's something about, I think, in that setting at Latitude on the open air stage on the lake there that is very compelling for people to watch.
So I read from works with you before and from the website that you like the 10 men that you work with in Ballet Boyz come from different walks of life and different areas. Why is that important for you?
I think one of the exciting things about our company, when it looks at its best for me, is when I can see all the different personalities and the different training that all the dancers have had. That if you lined it up on paper, you'd say it'll never work. And yet when you get them together, there's something about the group that kind of, the amount of time they spend working on the choreography that brings another dimension to what they do. And so the more we can have this varied amount of backgrounds and training and experience and still create a show that hangs together, the better. That's when it's most exciting.
So Billy, my last question, thank you very much for speaking with us today. What is next for the Ballet Boyz then?
Well, next for the Ballet Boyz, we are continuing with our tour. We've been around the UK a fair bit, but in the autumn and spring we'll be around the UK a lot more. We're looking to do lots more international dates, so we're trying to set up a Japanese tour, an American tour, more Far East, all over the place, wherever we can get shows, because there's nothing better than having a company full of dancers performing. That's what it's all about. And then we're creating new work.
So world domination, really?
Pretty much, yeah. Or at least dance world domination.
Dance world domination. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us. Thank you.